Where are we going? North.
Welcome to Dungeons and Dragons.
Therapeutic benefit in role-playing games. Welcome to Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh yeah, baby. Your presence requested in exchange for treasures.
Are we talking one treasure each?
Count that.
Welcome back to Dungeons and Dragons. We last time went through much more severe surgery process and left a man disfigured. That poor man, Ben White, will now be disfigured forever because of the mistakes of our players.
At least he's...
No, it was Biff's fault. Players had nothing to do with it.
Right?
I wouldn't say nothing.
Let's get this story straight.
But no, overall, I mean, we cleared the 10 casualties that came through. We discovered that the chemical team in charge of sanitization is missing thanks to the vigilance of Warrant Officer Ethan. The morale of post-op and the operating room in general was high because of Father Don's making fun of Woody for being an old man. That was a great moment. But then getting hungry in the nurse's station and preparing his counterattack against Father Tim with Jell-O and paint cans. Let's not forget that Stony has been accused of being a spy, which is treason, by the way. Again, like the highest crime. So, where to begin resolving these things?
Well, I think currently I am with Warrant Officer Berglund, and so I will update him and I will thank him for his vigilance, because if he didn't tip me off, then I wouldn't have noticed that the chemical crew is not present. And then I will ask him, congratulations, you're going to get a battlefield promotion here. I need you to go down and see what happened to the chemical crew, to see why they're not present. I know that you don't have any jurisdiction, and I know that you're not particularly high rank. So if you can't do anything, that's fine, but I need you to at least go down there, see if you can help with something, or certainly just report back with some information to either myself or the chief surgeon or whoever you can find, because we just need to know where they've been. It's not your responsibility to yell at them or tear into them. We'll do that, but you do need to, if you could do that for me, since you're the one who first noticed it and you've been so good with saying these things.
Don't worry about a thing. Don't worry about a thing. I'll go make sure everything's good, see what's going on, and I'll make sure I come back and give you a report.
Nice. You keep that attitude, you'll be a lieutenant in no time.
Sir, yes, sir.
There you go.
And he has a personal Jeep too, because he oversees like the motor pool. So
Right. So yeah, I'm gonna jump in the Jeep, and you just.
yeah. Everyone in camp knows that Ethan's on the move.
Yeah. And I take off.
You wake Stony, who is trying to relax and relieve stress.
Just like rub the temples, just like, that noise of that terrible vehicle.
All right, so
as I drive off, you guys continue. I got to run downstairs for 1 second.
Okay then. All right, so then you're driving over to where the chemical team, their quarters, and then in that case, let's go to see Masterson. No, let's see. Yeah, Masterson or Dward.
Yes. Yeah. That's where I'm headed to figure out this whole Stony shenanigan. So Masterson oversees Dward, or they just both work together.
So they're both in like, those like particular command positions. With, let's see.
Michael Masterson's the EO. So we'll probably begin with.
Oh yeah, so Masterson is actually also a doctor.
Right.
And so he'll like oversee basically like the registrar and like the triage and make sure like all of that paperwork is good. Where like DeWard will see like the personnel and like the transfer files, and he'll like
Would Masterson be interested in knowing about the chemical crew?
definitely, yeah.
Okay, all right. So I will stop by both, but I'll start with Bill, as you said. You know, treason is the reason for the season. So we will start with that.
Okay, so you roll up to Bill DeWard. He is about 5'6" with like dark hair, a beard. He's permitted a beard, and he's got glasses. He was your friend. You're definitely friends with him. He was studying English and writing when he was drafted, and now he oversees all the paperwork. You know, a little bit of a jokester. Father Knight does a great impression of him. Hey, what's up, man? So yes, he does greet you as at his headquarters.
Yeah, Bill. You know, thank you as always for your work. You know, I hate when I have to come down here. It seems like we're only ever talking in situations of confused paperwork, which I know happens a lot. You know, and it's almost never your fault. But we've got a piece that's pretty concerning here. It would appear that we have a new surgeon, which we badly need at this MASH, who says he's been killed in action. You know, what are the possible reasons a piece of paperwork might come in like that?
So you look and you see that he's actually had like a couple of drinks already, and it is
okay.
It is evening. So like it's not, so it's permitted, like it's, but like he's obviously still like trying to do work right now, while having a few, and he offers you, there's just a bottle of scotch right there. It says like, help yourself.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So he starts looking and he's like, what was the guy's file name?
So the file name is Stony Sherwood, MD.
Sherwood. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got a Stony right here. So he pulls out the folder and he's looking at it. It's like, he's extremely confused and he's like flipping around. So I actually have 2 different transfer papers here.
Okay. Why, how could that happen?
You signed off on either of them.
You were frozen the whole time. I was like, that's a hell of a dramatic pause.
Yeah, seriously.
It was like a really like awesome.
I'm just like, wow, he is moving a muscle. I am
He's
impressed.
hamming it up this time.
That's what I was thinking too. I was like,
Over the top. Man.
Okay, sorry. So where did that start? What's the last
Literally everything you said.
Right away. Like, as soon as you were about to say something, it just cut out.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just like,
That's great. Leave that. Don't cut that out. All
he's
right.
like, 1 second, man.
What's
Yeah, exactly.
So I'll start again. I had a few like weird looks while I was examining the file. So I actually have 2 different files here. But I mean, transfer files. One says that he's been killed in action, and so that's supposed to go to the administrative branch because they're the ones who oversee, you know, the graves and personal effects and everything. And the other one is a proper transfer file that he's supposed to be here, but both have the bottoms torn off, so I can't see you signed off on either of them.
Okay, so there is something sketchy going on.
This is, yeah, I haven't seen anything like this before. Certainly damaged paperwork, but I have not seen like this. This situation is certainly nefarious. Like somebody to have a proper transfer file and a KIA file both arrive at the same time with the same dates, and both of them happen to have the signatures torn off.
Doesn't smell right. Okay.
Seems
Yeah.
suspicious.
Doesn't sound right. Doesn't look right.
Doesn't look right.
Doesn't smell right.
Well, Bill, you know more about paperwork than me. How many people would be in charge of generating these files? Like, for instance, would Stony himself have any influence over how these files were created? Would he have any access to them? Or would have this been something shady from another source?
Man, honestly, almost anybody in camp could have had their fingers in this. And I don't mean that as every individual entity, but every subsection of the camp. You know, like it could have been influenced by the driver, like whoever originally sent it. The driver certainly could have edited it. There are administrators. There's a whole other administrative section who like handles paperwork. We got the registrar and triage, and like all of them would know exactly like what paperwork should look like. Like there's so many people in camp that are familiar with how our paperwork looks. And in the middle of the night, I mean, somebody could have snuck in and edited it, you know? I mean, it's just me in here, in this area.
But somebody would have had to receive one officially, and the other would have had to been fabricated. So who would have been the person who received the original piece of paper, whichever one it is?
I would have received the original.
Okay. Well, Bill, I appreciate it. Actually, I'm going to throw up a quick eyeball on the situation, not on Bill's.
Okay.
On the situation. Let me open this up here. Okay. Ooh, we're going to have a 9 on that eyeball.
Okay. So the 9 is, let's see if you have it. Hold 1 and you can ask 1 question from the list below.
Okay. Let's see which one of these is going to be the best. I guess I'm going to ask, what do I think this situation needs?
What the situation needs.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess the situation of discovering who the spy is. That's ultimately the goal, right?
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Okay. So to trace back who would this have been, I mean, interrogations probably would be like where to begin with that. It's pretty commonplace to interrogate people.
Starting with Stony. Nice. Okay, good. All right. All right, Bill, I appreciate it. These sort of situations, I knew there was something going on just from the way we heard about it, but now it seems even more fishy than we were first aware. To have 2 pieces of information, that means that someone's aware of how fishy it is and has tried to solve it, which itself is not good. So I appreciate the information you've been willing to provide, Bill.
You're very welcome. And come back and visit anytime.
I will. This scotch is fantastic. Yeah, I'll down mine as well. Yeah, thanks for the scotch. I needed it. It's been a long day and it's about to get longer. I need to go talk to Dr. Masterson. So,
all right. So while you're traveling there, so we'll have Ethan arrive where the chemical team's setup is, and it's completely vacant. They're all missing.
Huh. And there's no like vehicles or anything like that either. Everybody's just gone.
So looking around the backside, you do see that there are vehicle tracks.
Vehicle tracks. Okay. I'm gonna peek my head. I'm assuming there's a tent as well, like, or a couple of them or whatever set up there.
Yeah, like their like main headquarters is like another one of these like secure tents.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna poke my head in just to see if I see anybody inside.
Yeah, no, completely empty.
Completely empty. So seeing the vehicle track marks, I'm going to jump back in the Jeep, which I never shut off. It's just still outside, just like that. Exactly. Sounds just like that. Matter of fact, I'm probably going to take that sound clip and over again. No, I'm not really going to do that. I wouldn't do that to you guys. But yeah, I'm going to jump in the Jeep, and I'm going to go off and see if I can figure out where those tracks lead.
We make a trailer for MASHED. And
yeah, can we just like clip that that into like a song for MASH in some way?
I was gonna say it's like everybody trying to do a scene, but like we just have Nate's head circling every scene with that sound effect going on.
I actually started writing alternative lyrics to "Suicide is Painless," so I was going to make a Deej's entrance for it.
Nice.
With that.
I'll work that in there somewhere.
Dude.
Okay, so you're straight up going to be leaving the MASH area.
So they leave. They like exit the area altogether.
The tracks go outside of the camp.
Before I do that, actually, sorry. Before I just thought of this. Before I get in the Jeep, I'm going to go to the tracks, and do the tire treads look like standard military tires, or they look like something else?
Nice. So your experience, so where you oversee the motor pool.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. You recognize the tracks belonging to one of your vehicles.
Okay. So, and I know and I notice the tracks are leaving our MASHED area.
Yes. And you know that this would be an unauthorized use of this vehicle as well.
Yeah. Okay.
You know the ins and outs.
So, okay. Now that I had that thought, I am not going to leave the area. And I'm going to return to Hale and give him my report.
Okay, great. Who is now outside Stony's tent to interrogate, if I lined that up right?
No, I'm talking to Masterson.
Oh, Masterson. Okay.
Yeah.
So just going by Stony's tent, making sure that he can't possibly rest with the volume of blaze. Okay, so going back to see Masterson, he exists within the hospital. So you will also be there with Father Knight, and Ethan will show up. So all three of you are in the vicinity where you're going to see Masterson.
Awesome. So I'll wave Ethan Berglund over to just give his report to Masterson, and we'll confer with Masterson about what he thinks the best course of action should be. Now, he's not quite at my rank, but it is more his department, so I will defer to his general knowledge.
Yeah, so Masterson is the executive officer for the camp, for those who don't know. He's got dark curly hair, skinny, nice guy. May have gone by Abe as a nickname.
Perfect.
Don't use that.
It's like he's in the room. Yeah.
Don't use that.
Yeah.
Edit that out.
So no, make sure that we mark or timestamp this. Okay, so the report comes in. The chemical team is missing. There were tire tracks from one of our camp's vehicles leaving the entire camp, and this would be an unauthorized use. So Masterson is pretty chill there and says, "Oh, yeah, that's too bad.
I thought so.
I don't know what to make of that aside from they've gone AWOL, and I will try to assemble a team ASAP to take over their duties. But thank you for bringing that to my attention. Yeah, so we'll make sure that this, the proper product protocols are reinstated, and so we're going to take one more Aqua, and Aqua is going to be revealed as the sanitization problem. If that wasn't like already, in your minds that's what this clock was pertaining to. So we're 6 ticks along, and you have now reported to Masterson, and he is going to find a new team to take over for the duties, which, may not be the simplest thing. And having the nurses like work overtime, doubling down in the meantime, certainly will raise all of their stress. But it is probably the best solution.
Cool.
So what you have, I'll spoil what you have avoided by successfully doing this is parasites. And you have basically traded parasites for having the nursing staff overworked.
Okay.
Neither a great parasite.
Lesser of two evils.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you do have a parasitologist, which is rare. That's like an optional mashed option. But here you have Dr. Ryan Moynihan. He's a short blonde man with a reputation as a mad scientist who is obsessed with parasites. Spends basically all of his time working alone and works only in exchange for favors. But yes, he is in the camp should parasites become an issue. But anyway, so say that major clock, Aqua, you've come up with a solution to it and sort of solved that problem. Let's put another tick on Zephyr.
So we're on 3 on Zephyr?
Yep, yeah, 3 on Zephyr. Okay, yeah, so you guys are all there. You've collectively heard the solution that the nurses are going to be working overtime, which raises their stress, puts them in bad moods. And it is evening. It's like more or less time to, eat and go to sleep. But things are still ongoing in camp, and what would you like to do?
Well, certainly I have to get together. I have to go to the MPs now. I mean, if we're performing an interrogation, one assumes the military police need to be involved. We can't just informally interrogate ourselves. So considering they are on hold from our previous conversation, I said if we needed them, we would get them. I'm going to go get them to come and begin interrogating Stony, which is the only place we can begin.
Okay, and there are like more military police. So like the ones that were
I sent to go abscond cash.
So we'll have you just pick up two fresh military police, and you're going to go to Stony's camp to begin interrogation, if that's the course.
Would you allow me to eyeball the situation?
Yeah, and you have overhearing and witnessing again all of this are the chaplain and the warrant officer, if they have any input.
Right. Would maybe if I were looking at the situation and I received spiritual counsel, would I be more effective?
You would.
Yeah, interesting.
I'm going to give my spiritual counsel.
Hey, you're always good. Yeah, that's perfect. Padre, you're the best.
Nice.
So basically, you know, again, this like, we know that there's a traitor in our midst. Father, like, what's the right move here? Like, we have this guy. The evidence against him is just that there are 2 transfer sheets. Both suspicious. But the fact that there are 2, we don't know who signed off on either. Do we go and interrogate him, and to what degree do we interrogate him? Because rooting out a traitor is, I mean, it's a very high priority now that the people are safe. And with, sorry, I am intaking with the spiritual guidance of Father Knight, we will make the right decision. Maybe next time on Deeges and Dragons.
Welcome to Deacons and Dragons.